Welcome back to the channel, my little lambs. This is Lolly Lava, Fluffy Facts News Network. So apparently in the UK, there's a proposal that could ban street preaching, handing out Bibles, even praying with someone in public, with their permission. And yeah, this would definitely impact Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, and other groups who do public ministry. Brought to you by Deep State Shills on Instagram. I will play the video and Hillary B will take over.
Welcome back to GBN Tonight with me, Martin Daubney. Now, the Labour-ran Rushmore Borough Council has sparked outrage by proposing a sweeping injunction that could see Christian street preachers in prison for up to 2 years if the injunction is breached. Now, over claims of causing offence or distress. Now, under the proposed terms, Christians will be banned from praying for individuals, handing out religious leaflets or Bibles by hand, and laying hands on people in prayer, even with their permission.
Now, wait one darn minute. In no way do I want to defend the witnesses. And oh my goodness, this just also gives them more and more this woe is me, we're being persecuted, like it's a personal thing. Even though other religions will be affected by this, Jehovah's Witnesses are going to think that this is all about them. And you know what? I want to make a correction. I don't mean to say witnesses. I mean to say Watchtower. Because to be honest with you, I personally think individual Jehovah's Witnesses are hostages, victims of deep indoctrination. So my issue is with Watchtower. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I just want to talk about something that just came across my feed on Instagram and it blew my mind. So let's get into it. So there's a local council in the UK, Rushmore Borough Council to be exact, that's proposing a sweeping injunction. If this goes through, it could make it illegal for Christian street preachers to pray for people, hand out Bibles, or even lay hands on someone to pray with their permission. And if you break this injunction, you could face up to 2 years in prison. I mean, I do find going door to door annoying, but I don't think that people should go to prison over it. Absolutely not. If anything, I'd rather see change within these religions. Stop shunning families. Revise the blood doctrine. Let people leave without punishment. Because honestly, you can just throw the pamphlet away. Nobody's forcing you to take it. But locking folks up for preaching, that's not the solution. That's a dangerous road for any society to walk down. But here is where it gets deeper. This isn't just about the law. This is about what this law is going to do for Jehovah's Witnesses and groups like them. Because I promise you, JW Broadcasting is going to eat this up. It's going to become fuel. Expect a segment on the next broadcast saying, "See, the end is near." They're going to spin this as more proof that the world is turning against Jehovah's people. And instead of being cautious, instead of respecting the law or seeing the danger, some of them are going to double down. And when I say some of them, I mean its members, not the governing body, because they're going to cower up in that tower. Witnesses are going to keep preaching harder. They'll want to prove their loyalty. And the next thing you know, people, some of them might be your own family, might end up in the prison because they were told that preaching through persecution is honorable. I know personally I don't want to see any of my family members or friends or any of your family members or friends inside a prison holding strong for a religion that's not even facts. And you know, this isn't even new. If you were ever a Jehovah's Witnesses or know someone who was, you might remember this video, old Purple Triangle documentary. That's right. It was a VHS tape, and they showed about witnesses being persecuted during the Nazi Germany, and it symbolized the Purple Triangle on their prison uniforms. Oh, yes. So I can remember back in the day, there was a video. Witnesses were identified with the Purple Triangle on their chest. I remember watching this as a kid, and it left a mark. It was emotional, and it planted this idea that going to prison for your beliefs was not only expected, but noble, that God will bless you for it. And now this situation in the UK could become another Purple Triangle moment, another reason to glorify suffering. But this hasn't just happened now. This has also happened in Russia, other countries. But it's not just the witnesses. Sometimes they try to make it feel like it's only Jehovah's Witnesses, when really it's not. So Jehovah's Witnesses think this is a personal attack on them, when really it's a personal attack on basically freedom of choice to even be in a religion. I don't have family in the UK, But something like this could come over to the U.S. as well. You don't want to see your family member in a prison because they believe they were doing what Jehovah wants. Especially not when that belief comes from an organization that has proven it punishes people for leaving, separates families, controls medical choices, and still refuses to accept outside information like jwfacts.com or even basic secular research. You won't even look at an opposing view, but yet you go to prison for it. For what? A religion that isn't even practicing full truth? A religion that can't even acknowledge its own contradictions? One that changes doctrine silently and calls it new light but never apologizes for the damage caused in the process? That's why my fight isn't political. I'm not here to rally against the law, and I'm not here to protect the religion. What I want is change inside the religion itself. Get rid of disfellowshipping over non-criminal issues. When you need to dispel someone, you don't. Know what I'm talking about. Let families stay together. Rethink the blood doctrine. Let people leave in peace. Let them question things without feeling their life will fall apart. But even with all of this, prison is not the answer. You shouldn't be behind bars for handing someone a Bible. It's like you shouldn't be shunned because you no longer believe that Bible came from the governing body in New York. This is why I'm speaking up. Not to defend, not to condemn, but to bring awareness to how complex this really is. Because there are real people in the middle of all of this. Real families, real consequences. I do want to share some of those comments that were in the comment section of the video. And this right here proves why it is dangerous. One commenter writes,
"Here we go, brothers and sisters. It's not like we weren't warned. God's got this. Keep sharing the good news as our told us to and direct souls to Him. If you knew there was a fire in a house, you direct people to the path of rescue and safety and save them. Nothing different happening now. That's exactly what's happening. Keep sharing the truth. God's got this."
and this is how they get you right here. They always try to use an illustration. Dude, of course somebody's going to get you out. It's a fire. This is not a fire. We're talking about prison. We're talking about the law. You ever heard that expression? Don't save them. They don't want to be saved. You don't have, if a person is choosing to stay in that house and it's on fire, that's their choice. But that's a terrible, terrible illustration. That is so extreme. Next comment.
The Bible already told us this will happen, and Jehovah our Father will protect and guide us. We are not fearful.
Well, you should be. Because have you seen some of these prisons in some of these countries? And I'm not at all saying that prison is a picnic and it's beautiful in certain select ones. But no, some of these are disgusting. I mean, absolutely disgusting. And you mean to tell me you're not going to be a little bit afraid to be in a cold prison mixed in with M words, R words, cold-blooded people, violent offenders? Get out of here.
This is a sign we must, as Christians, preach more than ever before. The teachings of the love of Jesus must be spread to all corners of the earth. Praise the King, Jesus Christ. Eventually, there's gonna come a point where the governments and religion will clash. This is prophecy being fulfilled.
And Matthew 24:14 says, "And this good news of the kingdom will be preached in all of the inhabited earth for a witness to all nations, and then the end will come." In case any of you were wondering what Matthew 24:14 said, and this is out of the New World Translation version of their Bible. We'll read a few more.
More evidence that Jesus is the way and the truth. No other name causes offense.
The great tribulation is near.
This person at the bottom is not necessarily a witness, but I'll read his comment as well.
He says, and Muslims can openly pray in the streets and blast their morning prayers over speakers, but Christians go to jail. Sounds like religious persecution.
And when he says Christians is an array of religions. It's not just Jehovah's Witnesses.
The Jehovah's Witnesses are the truth.
She said that with conviction. And she was so pretty, by the way. I was like, oh my goodness, girl, you are caught up in this religion? Oh my goodness.
JWs will be the first to feel it as they go from door to door and have more leaflets than any other Christian group. May the Lord God be with us all. Amen.
So true, but we knew this was coming.
When this happens, the Great Tribulation will soon start. So sit back, enjoy the ride. It's going to be very, very bumpy.
So I want to say this. Who's going to enjoy that? At no point in time will anybody enjoy going through the things that they think they're going to go through. If what you say is true and you're going to be thrown in jail, you're going to be silenced, separated from your families, persecuted for your belief, crying, destruction, what are you going to enjoy? What ride are you going to enjoy, ma'am? This makes absolutely no sense. And now I want to know, how long are you guys going to put up with this before you guys start saying, hey, well, when is this end coming? Because when will you believe it? Because what if it doesn't come in your timeline? Well, after all these things happen and come to pass, when will you guys stop believing this? Because now that this stuff is happening and you see the signs, how will the religion continue if, let's say, you pass on, you live to be 99 years old and you pass on, and now your grandchildren and your great grandchildren, is it going to stop then? Because it seems like the cycle is going to repeat itself. So, ma'am, that makes absolutely no sense. Enjoy the goddamn ride. I already know JW Broadcasting is going to turn this into another emotional campaign. This is going to be a time where they tell people to be strong, preach anyway. Upon further research, from what I've read, it's not a complete ban and it's not silencing of your religion. It looks like it's to restrict the behavior of people preaching within the town centers of Aldershot and Farnborough. It does not want to prevent freedom of speech. It says that the BBC showed that the council aims to tackle hostile and nuisance behavior, but made clear that the defendants would be still allowed to place written material on a stand or the floor for others to take with them. Okay, so in other words, no more metropolitan witnesses. Don't be standing there. Just leave your literature and keep it moving. It says, the document also says, it showed at least 16 separate complaints reported by local businesses, residents, and market stallholders between October of 2023 and November of 2024. If you read further, it says, the claim forms that the activities of preachers who it described as males, females from different backgrounds have caused harassment, alarm, distress, and public nuisance, especially with respect to use a loudspeaker and aggressively approaching members of the public. Oh, okay. So from what it looks like any news outlet would do, like try to create some type of clickbait outrage, when yes, they are kind of silencing your rights to display, to do things. I mean, I think that it's a bit extreme to arrest someone for praying for someone, or especially if they ask someone to do it for them. But it seems like they have been getting complaints or from businesses constantly over a numerous of years. And this seems to be the reason why they put the ban into effect. So the outcry might be coming from the local businesses. And no, JWs, you're not the only one they're talking about. I think I have to reiterate this. So it makes sense why they would say 2 years. But again, I don't agree with that at all. Maybe a fine, maybe, hit them in their pockets, but to literally put someone in jail for it, I don't agree. Just write them a ticket, have them pay it. And if Jehovah's Witnesses are the honest people that they say they are, they will pay that ticket every month that they have to preach. I think that that's fair. Want to sit outside someone's business and break the law? You get a ticket, pay the ticket, because guess what? You know that that's a small price to pay and you're doing the Lord's work. So in conclusion, it's not a complete ban on preaching. From the looks of it, it's businesses. But what do I know? I'm just an angry pink lamb. I will be sure to watch this incident closely and follow any updates that may arise. Other than that, folks, this is all I have. Be sure to look out for another video. I am trying to drop one at least once a month, if not 2 or 3. I am in the process of making a video for my memorial experience, which is basically my first time being back from the memorial. Heck, the Kingdom Hall since last year. Be sure to check that one out when it drops. We are now up to 63 subscribers. Thank you everybody who has been commenting, who has been interacting, liking. I appreciate it. As I say, we are continuing to grow, and I look forward to bringing more videos. Until next time, peace.
Little lamb gone broke, dancing in the moonlight glow. Little lamb gone rogue, where will this rebel go? Skipping through the fields, no shepherd in sight. Rebel heart beating strong under the stars at night. Little lamb gone rogue,